Hey, what's up, everybody? So I'm a little late on this, but I still want to talk about it. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. I think it was yesterday. Um, that Florida has done an emergency scheduling of 7-OH, the 7-hydroxymitragine. I think someone pronounced it corrected my pronunciation. I'm just gonna say mitragine. Uh, or I should probably just say 7-OH. But yeah, they just recently emergency scheduled it. Did it schedule one? So in Florida, it's completely illegal now to possess, sell, or consume 7-OH. So yeah, it looks like it's spelling the end in. I mean, with the FDA, like I saw this coming soon or likely coming soon, but it looks like a federal ban might be coming sooner than what some people have thought, including myself. And again, like I spoke on my other video, I don't know. I can see why people want it banned, and why there's disadvantages to having it legal, but I just think that's so messed up. I don't know, like it just frustrates me with the government, like dictating what we can and can't do, like to ourselves. Granted, now it's like, yeah, making stuff like murder illegal, like that's great, like because that's hurting somebody else. But it's like, if you want to take a substance, I mean, you should be able to do that. And it's just frustrating to see people online cheering like, yeah, it's getting banned because now I'll stop. And it's like, hopefully that works for you. Like, hopefully it works for them. Hopefully they're able to, not use it anymore, and like not use anything else. But if someone's counting on something becoming illegal for them to stop using it, most likely, not everyone, but I feel like a good percentage of people are going to end up abusing something else. Because it's like, the substance use, like, so using 7-OH isn't the problem or the issue. It's like, it's a symptom of a problem or issue. Like for me, for example, like I was in my drug abuse, like with nitrous oxide and alcohol and even kratom. I mean, for me, it was a symptom of me having horrible depression and anxiety and just being extremely burnt out from my nursing job. Wanting to escape from life, not having any satisfying life or a sense of purpose. So, yeah, I don't know. It just, yeah. I mean, again, I wish the best for people. Hopefully, maybe this will help some people, but I just feel for other people, if they're not addressing the core issues, they're just going to turn to using something else. And I was also thinking too, I'm curious as to what sort of implications this 7-OH ban is going to have, because again, with Florida doing that, I wouldn't be surprised if several other states follow suit in the next few days or next week, and then more after that. That's not it, if the FDA like schedules it, makes it schedule one like in a few weeks. But I think if they don't do it immediately or soon, several states will continue to schedule it, make it schedule one, and then there'll be like so many states. I think there's even states, I'm not quite sure on like the status of kratom, but I think if I was reading correctly, there's like 6 states already in the United States that kratom is illegal, or like the sale and possession of kratom. I don't know about possession so much, but I know like kratom sales like are banned in a few states. So yeah, I'm just curious as what the implications are going to be, because it's like it kind of reminds me of other synthetic drugs that they've banned in the past, like with synthetic cannabinoids, like Spice, K2. Like they ban like that specific chemical that mimics THC, but all they have to do is like just tweak the molecule just a bit and like, you know, add a group here, take a group off there, and then boom, it's a new chemical and it's like legal. Except that new chemical has more side effects because of, you know, how it's designed. But you know, they're going to do that because it's like legal, it's like a loophole. So I wonder if with 7OH, if like there'll be analogs that come out that will be sold, and you know what sort of effects those would have. I know there's like another there's a drug called tiantimpine. It's like TIATINEPINE or something like that. But that is like, I think it's like don't hold me to this, but I think it's a tricyclic or tetracyclic drug or something. I know it's like sometimes prescribed for the anxiety and depression, but it has some activity on the opioid receptor, just like 7OH or, you know, heroin and stuff like that. So I wonder if we'll see like a rise of that. And I know there's like side effects from the one that starts with the T. So maybe there'll be some of that. Maybe kratom will just become more popular. But again, you know, it makes me wonder if this is going to also transfer to kratom, because again, like I said in the previous video, it's like, oh, well, kratom has 7OH in it, albeit like such small amounts. But it's still present in there, so, you know, therefore, that's illegal now too. I don't know. I know it, you know, I appreciate, I got some good comments on my other video talking about the 7OH possibly being banned. And, you know, there's a few people, well, there are a few people that said I had a good take. But then there's also some other people that, you know, were against, like, you know, someone said they were trying to get it banned in their state. There's someone that said, like, it's poison. So I understand, but it's just like, I don't know. Restricting the freedom of adults, it like really upsets me a lot, you know. And again, you know, it just has broader implications. It's not just as simple as, oh, this thing's illegal now. Okay, I guess people are going to stop doing, you know, or like trying to find a way to fill that hole. You know, I mean, it's like also, I guess it's like you could argue then. I know I'm like, this is like some straw man arguments, or like, you know, like, I'm not trying to convince anyone about like, you know, whether I'm right or wrong or they should think like me, but just also kind of makes me think is like, if people are concerned about like stuff like 7OH being problematic and like causing harm to people, then why the hell is alcohol legal? I mean, I feel like alcohol causes way more destruction, way more death. Just, yeah, it's like way more terrible. And it's way more prevalent too, because it's just like so commonplace in society. But I don't think alcohol should be illegal either. I mean, look at the prohibition. Like, look how that turned out. That was horrible. There's a huge increase in crime and, you know, gang activity, bootlegging, all that stuff. And even look at the war on drugs. I mean, it's just like, it's not working. Making something illegal does not work, you know, because it's like, if someone can't get access to that specific thing that you banned, they're going to look elsewhere. And, you know, if there's no legal alternatives, then there's nothing stopping people from looking at illegal alternatives, you know. So I also like worry that, you know, maybe there's going to be an uptick in like, you know, street opioids like heroin and particularly fentanyl, because that's become so popular, or so widespread, I should say, not necessarily popular. Yeah, it's just gonna, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, with Florida doing that, I guarantee you there's going to be at least a few more states that follow suit in the next few days or next like week. Um, so I will cap this video off with this. And I might make a separate video. I wouldn't consider myself an expert by any means, and this is not medical advice. But for those that do use 7-OH currently and your state still has it legally currently, I would highly recommend, well, there's a few options you can do. You could try and just straight up cold turkey it, which is going to be pretty challenging. I know when I quit kratom, the withdrawal was horrible, so I can't imagine how like a concentrated version of kratom is going to be for a lot of people. You could try and cold turkey it. My suggestion, if you are able to, would be to stock up. Try to go to wherever you buy it and buy extra if you can afford it, and try to ration it out, and essentially try to taper down, because if you can, I think it's going to be pretty brutal for some people that are taking a high dose of 7-OH to go immediately cold turkey if it gets banned. So, you know, if you're able to kind of stock up and like taper down, even if it's like a pretty quick taper, like that might be helpful. But I know it's tough. Like for me, tapering has never worked, because it's like I'll do decent, like taking less, you know, when I was taking kratom and trying to quit, I would take less of it and less of it, but then it's like I would have a bad day, or like something would happen, or I just felt like feeling better and I'd take more, and then, you know, it's just tough to like, because like with addicts, like we have a hard time with moderation, so like tapering is like essentially moderation, so it's really hard to like have all of it and not like take as much as you've been taking because of your tolerance, your dependence. But you know, tapering's an option. If you do cold turkey, I would highly recommend checking out on Reddit. There's a Quitting Kratom subreddit, and then there's also a Quitting 7-OH. I think that's the subreddit's name. It's Quitting, and then it has 7-OHs in there, and that's of course specifically for those trying to quit the 7-hydroxymitragine extracts, or you know, the pure form. I would highly recommend both of those. I mostly know the Quitting Kratom subreddit, but it's a really great community of people, very supportive. I think, you know, however you're quitting, whether that's cold turkey, tapering, or the third one, which I'll talk in a second, seeking medical help, and working with your doctor. I think whatever path you take, I think it's going to be helpful to have support, and especially like an online community, and, you know, be able to share your victories and share your challenges with people. You know, you could always like, you know, go to, you know, I would recommend checking out some AA or NA meetings, Smart Recovery, if you're not a big fan of 12 steps. But I think it's important to get like support from other people. I think it's a lot harder to quit something and successfully quit and stay quit if you're just doing it by yourself. So I would highly encourage you recommend or check out those two subreddits and look into, you know, maybe some self-help groups. If you have any organizations nearby that are like recovery kind of focused, like there's a few where I live, you could check them out and maybe work with a recovery coach or a peer coach. You could drop a comment and be like, hey, Joe, please be my recovery coach. I'm kidding. I'm not trying to shamelessly plug, but that's an option. I have a video, like if you're ever interested in, you know, working with me as a recovery coach. I feel like I'd probably have pretty good rates. I'd say I'm a decent recovery coach, but of course I'm just kind of joking. But I think just working with a recovery coach in general, like that can be helpful. That can be pretty supportive for some people. And you know, you could always do some research on like supplements to help ease the withdrawal, and again, you can find that information. One source is those subreddits. I know like liposomal vitamin C is helpful because you can like more mega dose vitamin C without getting diarrhea. Some sort of magnesium, like magnesium glycinate's a really good form that helps with the restlessness and kind of muscle aches. It kind of helps with sleep. Possibly melatonin to help you sleep. I would highly suggest staying away from any anticholinergics or antihistamines, so no Benadryl. That, for me, that made me much more restless, and I hear it's similar for other people. Same with Vistaril, or generic name hydroxyzine. That's kind of similar to Benadryl. That could also sometimes cause like restless legs or just general restlessness. But yeah, you can look into supplementation, and then I think there's nothing wrong, or like it could be a good option for some people to go to a doctor and discuss with your doctor about your situation and work with them. Also, on that note too, you could always consider going into a detox of an inpatient, work, do some sort of outpatient after or instead. That would also be supportive, but primarily I'm kind of more thinking with just the detox, the withdrawal. So talking with your doctor, I mean, there's, I don't think, I personally wouldn't do it. I don't think it's necessarily a great idea because it's just replacing one opioid with another one. But, for some people, Suboxone might be helpful because, you can get on a stable dose. Like, I'm not opposed to Suboxone, but and there are benefits because my thought process is as stated. You get on a stable dose, and then you can kind of taper down. It's like easier to reduce your dose and work with your doctor versus trying to have a supply of kratom or supply of 7-OH and taper down. So yeah, nothing wrong with Suboxone. There's also like Sublocade, which is the buprenorphine, the Suboxone as a shot. I think that's like once monthly. If you don't want to go that route, some doctors might prescribe you some medications to help with the physical withdrawal. Like I know clonidine can be helpful. Gabapentin can be helpful as well. So yeah, consider talking to your doctor and seeing what the options are. But yeah, maybe I'll make a standalone video and like flesh it out a little bit more. But that would be my suggestion for people in the situation where, you've been taking 7-OH, especially for a while, and especially higher doses. Those would be my recommendations. Try stock up if you can, and start considering how you would like to deal with the withdrawal with any of those options, especially like figure out how you're going to seek support. Try to not do it alone. But yeah, it's coming, man. It's coming with Florida doing that. Yeah, it's coming. So I really wish everyone the best that are in that situation. I know that's incredibly difficult. Pretty scary. You've been taking something that, whether it's been like just, you've been doing it to get high, whether you've been doing it to manage chronic pain, or help cope with life, or, you kind of just took it to get high and you're just physically dependent on it and you can't quit because it makes you feel like crap. Any of those, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry that you're in this position, and I'm just sorry that there's a lot of Americans in this position. Just because other people want to dictate what we can and can't take. I just think that's ridiculous. And I'm so sorry that, this is going to be quite possibly a pretty challenging time for a lot of people, and pretty scary. So I really wish you all the best as we kind of navigate through this. I'll probably post update videos as I hear more information. Just because I think it's interesting, and it's also kind of like slightly relevant to me since I used to use Kratom. So it's like, and also I'm just like upset with them banning things in general. So it's like, you know, I'll kind of give updates. I mean, like I said, maybe another video, more fleshed out video talking about my suggestions or like what you possibly could do to help manage withdrawal. So yeah, let me know. You know, drop a comment if you agree or disagree with anything I said, or, you know, drop a comment if you're one of the people in the situation where, you know, your state might ban it, well, or the country might ban it soon, and you're gonna have to quit. Like, what's your plan? Like, how do you feel? Are you anxious? Are you scared? Do you feel prepared? You know, like, please drop a comment. Yeah, you know, if this video was thought-provoking or helpful at all, you know, please hit the like button. That helps tremendously. If you're not already, please consider subscribing and or following. That helps grow the channel, and I can try to reach more people with these videos. And then ultimately, you know, I appreciate everyone. Thank you for your viewership. I just appreciate you watching me ramble about stuff like this. So like I said, I'll keep you guys updated. So I'll see you guys next time.